Hi, did you know that people can smell your political orientation and AI can see it? Hi, I'm Dr. Marianne Brandon. I'm here with my husband.
Hi, I'm Dr. Abraham Morgentaler, and welcome to another podcast from the Sex Doctors. So, smell and AI and faces and political orientation.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
It's interesting because some people feel like they're keeping their political orientation under wraps, but in fact, it's probably more obvious, at least to others, some others, than they realize, because we can actually smell these kinds of ideologies, and AI using facial recognition can see it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Of course, it's one thing when somebody's wearing a cap that says what their orientation is.
That's a clue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's amazing that you can determine this, at least AI can, even without any identifiers like that.
Yep.
So let me just tell you about this paper that came out.
Okay.
So this was published in the American Psychologist just last month, October. We're doing this right before the election in 2024.
Before we start, a small disclaimer. The Sex Doctors podcast is not a substitute for medical or psychological advice.
Welcome to the Sex Doctors, featuring Dr. Marianne Brandon, clinical psychologist and diplomate in sex therapy, and Dr. Abraham Morgentaler, renowned urologist and expert in sexual medicine and testosterone therapy. Together, they bring you expert insights into sex, intimacy, and relationships. Let's dive in.
I believe in miracles.
And I'm just going. It's a very long title. I'm just going to give you this little excerpt from it, which is facial recognition technology can predict political orientation. Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
So it's written by Michael Kaczynski and his coworkers. And basically what they did is they took 591 American adults and they asked them questions about their political orientation, not party, just like conservative to liberal on that spectrum. And they took photographs of them where they tried to remove all the identifiers. So the women couldn't wear makeup, the men couldn't have facial hair, and they put on a black T-shirt that covered whatever it was that they were wearing, and they got this very tight photograph of them, and then they subjected it to AI, and AI was able to, and facial recognition, they were able to look at these pictures and determine with great success the political orientation of the individual.
Isn't that something?
It's unbelievable.
It really is.
And of course, we're interested in political orientation right now before the election, when all things are election related. But my goodness, if the technology can figure out from our faces which way people like to vote, what else can it tell about us?
Well, that's a really good question. And we do know that political beliefs are associated with things like sexual attitudes and other stuff as well. So AI is going to just get better and better at reading us on all kinds of different levels that we may think we're being private about, which is not just interesting, but it also has implications for how easy we're going to be to manipulate by AI, for example, in terms of what we are fed ideologically versus what we're shown to purchase. So that's a whole other thing. But just for today, I think it is fascinating to realize that there's so much more that feeds into our political beliefs than we even realize. Our biology affects it. That's astounding.
Right.
Or our olfactory cues can give us indications of other people's political beliefs, and then we make decisions about whether or not we want to be around them by just smelling them.
Wait. Tell me more about that. You can smell somebody's political orientation?
You know, there's some great literature out there and about this kind of thing. And for example, what they would do is have people wear like a T-shirt every day without showering. Like you could... Sure. They must be making some good money to be doing this, because I don't know how much you'd have to pay me to wear a T-shirt every day and not shower.
Right.
But
so it gets pretty funky, and it's got a lot of scent.
That's right. And then they have other people smell these shirts and guess the political beliefs of the wearer of the shirt, and they do it pretty well. Of course, it's not 100%, but they can kind of guess.
So wait. So this is a person smelling somebody's T-shirt.
Yeah, their underarm odor.
Doesn't know who they are,
Correct. Never met them, just has this T-shirt. Isn't that funny?
and they can tell their political orientation.
Right.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. And so the concept is that it's likely to be related to from an evolutionary perspective, the ability that we would have to kind of smell other people's just general ideologies so that we know if it's similar to ours, and that would increase our success mating. So we would be able to smell people to kind of improve our mating success.
Yeah.
And that's where this sort of falls into play. It also relates to sexual disgust, can I say, because political orientation correlates with sexual disgust such that more conservative political views tend to be correlated with people who have basically a higher sexual disgust response. So it all kind of mixes together, and you can kind of get that.
Yeah, I just need to say I'm completely disgusted with the entire political process.
Yes, I understand.
That's my disgust right now.
Yeah.
But isn't that something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really goes to the point that when I was young, I thought privacy was very important. Mm-hmm. I still like to think that it is, but I think our privacy is gone in ways that we can't even imagine.
Yeah, and it's going to continue to change in ways that we can't really predict. Yeah. I think that's right.
At the big events now, I mean, the facial recognition software recognizes people. Like, so few people are not identified at this point. Mm-hmm. So they know who bad guys are, for example, coming into crowds, and unbelievable. So now if facial recognition can tell how I'm going to vote,
right?
It probably also knows like how to manipulate me for buying stuff, right?
It does.
Yeah.
It does, and it's only going to improve on that.
Yeah. And it probably knows that I'm a sucker for a sale, like, just, right? Like something will come on the internet for me or whatever, some ad, and says like 20% off. It probably knows I'm going to go.
You think it could? I guess it's possible.
Yeah. Or if it says anything with testosterone, I'm probably interested.
There you go.
All right. Well, listen, I think we've done our bit here to help people around the political process. Mm-hmm. And it's been a pleasure doing this podcast with you, Dr. Brandon.
You too, Dr. Morgentaler.
Yeah. So if you like this content, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, write us a nice review, and we hope to see you again for another podcast of The Sex Doctors.
Thank you for listening to The Sex Doctors with Dr. Marianne Brandon and Dr. Abraham Morgentaler. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and tune in next time for more expert advice on sexual health and relationships.
I believe in miracles. Where you from? You sexy thing, you. I believe in miracles. Since you came along.